Hey guys, Dave here, and I just wanted to bring you my top 5 sim rig upgrades for 2021. The most bang for your buck. So let's go, get right into it. Now these first 2 upgrades, I'm not really going to count them towards the top 5 total because, I mean, a lot of you probably already have them. But, you know, not everybody has a sim rig platform. And a lot of you might be still racing on a desk or a TV tray. But to really enjoy your time sim racing, consider getting a static sim rig and a seat. Now it's going to feel way more real and more fun to be actually sitting in the rig than just driving along on a desk. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. Now you don't have to spend a lot here. Maybe a couple $100 just to get you started. You know, maybe look on the used marketplace if you're really tight on cash. Now the next thing, I hope you at least have a cheap wheel and pedal setup. Like this is a driving force setup that I got way back in like 2010, 2012. And this is what I used for many, many years until I really wanted to upgrade. Now, if you really want to enjoy sim racing cars, get a wheel and pedal set. I mean, it's way better than a controller. I mean, you are driving a car, so. Now with these basics out of the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes. The top 5 sim rig upgrades 2021, the biggest bang for your buck. Now from my personal experience, the biggest bang for your buck could be the Butt Kicker Gamer 2. This guy right here. Now these cost about $150 and they come with an amplifier. I ended up liking them so much I got 2 of them. I put one in the back and I put one up here in the front. There's nothing like this. These things will mount real solid on your rig. So I have the one in the back, this one in the front, and you use the free SimHub software to set it up. And check out my video on that. It's awesome. Now number 2 on the list is upgrading your shifter. Now I upgraded from the Logitech driving force setup. So this is basically a plastic setup, and the shifter, well, it was sequential and it worked. You know, it's kind of hooked to everything. And I didn't get the car type quality feel that I wanted. Now I did look around and I did my research before deciding on this type of shifter. This has both sequential and, if you remove this plate, has an H pattern shifter. But primarily driving in VR, I miss a lot of shifts in the H pattern because I can't even see it. So in VR, this is my baby. It's sequential. It's mounted solid to the rig, and you know, I couldn't be happier. So that's the biggest, that's number 2. That's the biggest upgrade to the rig after the butt kickers. All right, so here's upgrade number 3. Now the Logitech setup that I had was plastic and only had a gas pedal and a brake pedal. So I really wanted a clutch and I really wanted to try out the load cell. So I opted for this Fanatec V3 pedal setup. So it has the gas, it has these little vibrating motors on the gas and the brake. The clutch seems to work pretty good. All of these pedals are fairly stiff, so the load cell acts differently from a potentiometer type brake. It senses the pressure instead of the distance. So this is my number 3 upgrade, a decent pedal setup. My number 3 upgrade on the top 5 sim rig upgrades for 2021, the biggest bang for your buck. Number 4. Now this is the WinSim. Now, I built this myself. You can buy other ones, but number 4 for sure. This thing, incredible. It adds a lot of like just air in your face while you're driving. Now I drive primarily in VR. I mean, actually I do all my racing in VR. And to have wind hitting you and letting the, well, here's my VR setup. It's the Oculus CV1. Have wind hitting you in the face and clearing any of the fog 99% of the time away from the goggles. It's awesome. This is going to add a lot of immersion to your experience. I do have a video on it. Now you can build your own like I did with an Arduino and a couple fans, or you can just buy one. They're maybe a couple $100, something like that. A couple different manufacturers. You know, it's number 4 on my list because, hey, it's just that good of an upgrade. And that's why I always have the WinSim on now. Man, I just can't live without it. So number 4 on the top 5, the biggest bang for the buck. Now this one's a toss-up. They're both about $300 to $500, and I'm talking about an upgrade in the wheel or an upgrade to VR. Now they're both absolutely worth it in my opinion, and they both add a lot to the experience in different ways. Should I upgrade the wheel or should I get VR? Now in my opinion, VR was the biggest game changer. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic, but it's not for everybody. And it takes a beefy computer to run it. So if VR is just not going to happen for you because either you get motion sickness or anything, upgrade the wheel. I upgraded the Fanatec CSL Elite, and the difference between the Logitech and the CSL Elite is just the quality, feel, the precision that this wheel offers. It's directly mounted to my sim rig frame. It looks like my frame is moving around a little bit, and to be fair, it is, but it is one solid piece, and it's mounted on a U-joint. It's actually the motors that are, the gears in the motors that are lashing back and forth, allowing just a little bit of movement. This thing doesn't really move, not that I can tell at all. You do get the sequential if you want, but once again, I shift down here. But the upgrade to this is so much smoother, and it's a lot more powerful. And if you're going to spend that much money and you have a choice between VR and the wheel, and you don't like VR for whatever reason, get the wheel. You're going to be happy if you're upgrading from a plastic wheel. This makes it feel just like, much more like a real car. So both VR and a wheel are pretty expensive upgrades, but each one definitely game changer. For me, it's VR, but if you're not going to go with VR, go with the wheel. So I'm in VR. The only thing I'm going to be able to feel is the quality of a decent wheel like this. So yeah, I can tell the difference between plastic and metal, and everybody else can too. So this, definite upgrade. That's why it's hitting right there, number 5. Plus Fanatec is coming out with the new direct drive wheel at about the same price point, and you'll be able to put on different rims and things like that. So check that reviews out when they come out in 2021. That may be a good option for you there to help you make a decision. Now in the end, this is my top 5 biggest bang for the buck upgrades on your sim rig for 2021. It's my opinion. I've upgraded every single one of these parts myself with my own money. And yes, upgrading to a motion rig, that's just another platform altogether. My rig, it's VR, it's motion, it's tactile with the butt kickers, I got a good shifter. All this stuff took me a little while to upgrade everything, and I didn't do it all at once. So, just consider doing something for yourself this year. It is 2021, it's June, or actually May of 2021. So you got 6 months to get your rig right, get a little bit more experience, a little more fun out of your rig. You don't have to go all in like me, go overboard. My motto always was, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So kind of like overdoing here with the wind sim and everything like that. Now, if you stayed in the video this long and you haven't subscribed, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Take a look around at some of the other videos that I got posted. There's a lot of do-it-yourself stuff. There's a lot of rig upgrade stuff. Assetto Corsa stuff, that's what I do. Assetto Corsa mods, even ones that you can do yourself, like changing the color of the paint and things like that. You're going to have a good time. Feel free to comment right here on the video about any of this stuff. Or if you have questions, I do answer all the questions about building your own type of rig, about hooking stuff up, so don't feel shy. Go ahead and ask, and I'll get back to you because I answer all the questions. All right, guys, I really appreciate you checking in. I really do. I want to stop talking about this stuff and get to some racing, so off we go. Dave out.